Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Bam Bam, a man of simple name, Bam Bam.
How y'all doing, man? Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, man. I see everything that you do. I'm always tuned in. So to be part of it is a blessing.
Okay, so most people will be like, "Oh, that's a nickname." Bam Bam is 100% your legit name, right?
I can give you a story real fast. I'm adopted, right? I guess they thought I was gonna be a girl, and they were gonna name me Pebbles. I don't really speak or know my biological parents, so I don't know if they love the Flintstones or not, because that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But they did throw Bam Bam, and my whole life it was there. I loved it, and it is who I am, and it's not an alter ego, it's not a gimmick. It's actually me. And some people in the beginning wanted to make fun of it, maybe the second grade. But then I started bamming it for real.
Okay, so you're adopted. Like, I mean, you have a your current parents. I assume you would refer to them as your
Dad, I
parents.
got a dad. My dad. Yep.
Okay, your dad. Is he a big fight fan? Does he love watching what you do, or?
Ooh, like it's funny because anybody close to me, they hate it because I don't think they know how ready I get for it, so they're nervous. And obviously, I fought amazing opponents, so I have lost, and they take it just as hard as me. But I was a baseball player growing up. Just to say about him because I wouldn't be here without him. A single dad adopted me at 20 years old, made him grow up fast,
Wow.
and just to throw a joke in there, I have one daughter, and that's hard. But at least I had the sex for it. My dad
Yeah.
didn't have the sex for it. He just was a good person. He ended up having another son, my brother, which I love, always keeps me in check. I really need them in my life. But yeah, my dad is my motivation. He adopted me with no benefits. Didn't get no money. He just did it to be a good person.
That is an incredible story. 20 years old, sees a kid in need, and says, "I'll step up and do this." That he sounds like an amazing man. What's his name, just so we can know?
His name is Omar. Omar Hodison, my dad. And
Awesome.
he made me an amazing baseball player, trained me because this combat sports wasn't really a thing back in the day.
Okay.
And MMA definitely wasn't. That's where I started. But all that's in the past. I'm just blessed to be here right now in the best version of myself, trying to be the best father, son, brother that I could be, and definitely fighter.
Okay, so I know you fight for your daughter. So, like, how old's your daughter? Does she enjoy watching you fight?
She's 6. She loves it. Like not that it matters, but I was in a relationship for about 4 of her 6 years, and she would go to all my fights. In
Oh wow.
2019, I had 5 fights. 2020, slowed things down. Then I went to grow my business, other conversation. But she would always be at my fights. She loved it. I had even made her mother a fighter, a very good fighter. But sometimes people stop fighting because of life. Different story. But my daughter does love it. Um, it is unfortunate, when you go through divorces or you let the courts handle it. She's not able to come as much as before, and it hurts me because I'm doing bigger and better things than I've ever done. And my main goal was for her to be there and to
Sure.
be inspired to be something great
Yeah.
because that's what all you want to do is show your kid you can be whatever you want to be. I know back then was be a doctor, be this, then be that. Go study hard. But the lights, the dancing down the catwalk, I really wanted her to be there, but sometimes life doesn't allow it. But I can't cry over spilled milk. But she's there. I took her to the gym with me the other day. The divorce is over. I got my days. So it's on me now to just be the best father I can, especially since I have a girl. I have to be there.
Okay, so we talk to parents and they say, I'm a fighter, but I don't want my kid to follow in my footsteps. What do you want for your daughter? Do you want her to be a
Ooh,
fighter, or?
bro, I love it. I love that. I that's a great question, and just because I love fighting, and it gave me everything I got, the discipline. That's why internet persona is crap. What matters is what you do daily. You know what I'm saying? Um, I made her mother a fighter, was a hell of an elite fighter. I don't know exactly because it's true if I would wonder because I would hope that I'm fighting to feed my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm fighting because when I show in my bodyguard business, listen, I may not be 6'7", juiced up like this, but I know how to guard my body.
Right.
When they see it live, because this is the world we live in of this new generation, you have to put things out there. It shows them because I don't like to say, "Hey, I can fight." No, let me just show you. Watch my fights. Go look up my name. Um, but maybe no, I don't know. I just know I want to. She's been in martial arts for the discipline. She's going to train with my coach because you need something. She's doing cheerleading. If that's fine too. You want to
Sure.
play soccer, that's fine too. I'm not gonna make you good at soccer because I don't know. I would like for you to stick to what I can help you, but just some sports because I feel it adds, structure in a kid's life because it happened to me.
So I think the one thing that you mentioned the bodyguard business. I know Arnold Adams is a bodyguard, and then it's crazy how like I'm starting to learn more and more of you fighters are bodyguards. How did you get into that? You own your own company, right?
Yes, that's a great question. I first want to thank my cousin, Andrew. He's Jake Paul's bodyguard, right? And he had been
Okay.
telling me for years, hey, come be a bodyguard, come be a bodyguard. But I was stuck with trying to be the world's best MMA fighter. I would clean the gym, I was a janitor, I would do martial arts classes. Um, but then one day I went and I made my pro debut because, like I said, I wanted to fight everybody. I want to know if I'm the best. I don't
Yeah.
care about their opinion. His name is Trey Waters. He's 8-1 in the UFC, about to be ranked top 15 at 170. He's 6'6". I'm 6 feet. Maybe on a good day, I've gotten older. Maybe I'm 5'11 and a half. I brought the fight to him. He was the better man. I was still working like a father, 12 hours a day, whatever excuse is. Um, After that, I'm not going to lie, I made $400.
Right.
So I had to sit back and think about how much I dedicated for 3 months and whatnot. So I tried the bodyguard thing. It doesn't mean it was going to be a success, but I think through my martial arts and I just stand out with my confidence in the room. I work with a lot of artists. It's a lot of minorities. I relate. I blend in. And at the end of the day, I'm always going to defend me and my client because I'm trained. And I think that stood out. And I would say it was skyrocketed, but now that I'm so seasoned and veteran, the game is so fickle. One day they love you, one day they hate you. But yes, for 3 years, I traveled the world. I still travel the world, but I was traveling the world. I was working with everybody under the sun. I just couldn't be everywhere at the same time. Everybody wants Bam Bam to be there. I cannot be there with everybody because I got to go with who makes the money. Some bigger artists pay less than smaller people, so I got to go with the money because it's for my daughter. But then I had got that call from BKFC to try to help build BKFC prospects, which I only love to speak truth. Not that it was built off my back because I am nothing without the BKFC. But if you look, I was on the first BKFC prospects. I was the first post on their Instagram. They reached out to help build the show. So I always will forever have love for them, believing in me, and I believe in them. And I got the opportunity after 3 years to come fight. All I say about the 3 years is I'm in the gym every day since that fight and since before that. I just want the opportunity again to show my God-given ability because I'm 35 years old and it's not me, it's God.
Okay, so I know Merck. Some of you guys from the first prospects are
My
getting
guy, my
yeah.
guy.
So Merck, they're letting run back. I was hoping they were going to let you run that fight back because look. I'm not going to speak for that guy. Like maybe he really was fucked up. It looked like he was playing a little bit. I was hoping you'd get to run that fight back, but it seems like you have somebody else that's calling you out. I believe Leon Perando. I'm horrible at names.
That's
The
fine.
Lion Pack, the dinosaur.
Yes, that's funny. That's funny. You're making me laugh. I would like to address the last fight real quick because I
Okay.
respect Fred Pierce because like I don't think I'm this big bad guy. I'm just telling you people pull out. I couldn't pull out because I have to walk with my head high in the city and I have to look at myself in the mirror. I had two opponents prior. They pulled out for whatever reason. They
Right.
both said it was their first time. They had a sore thumb. So Fred Pierce came in on maybe 1 day's notice. So I'm just grateful because it was here and I got to perform. I got to get the juice back flowing.
Yeah.
If you watch the fight, the whole fight he's giving me is back. I'm MMA. I could knee him. I could do this. I'm not doing none of that. Even in the first round, I wanted to hit him, but I didn't want that. I hit him. He kind of went down. I didn't really see that one hand, so I nicked him. And the other body shot hit my own leg because I realized he had his hand down. He
Absolutely.
played it, but honestly, it's business. I know he made a good amount of money. He deserves it. I hope he's doing well. And if we were to run it back, it would just be way quicker, and I'll get him out of here way because I'm obviously 3 years getting loose. It was a lefty, it was a righty. But I do respect him. I'm glad Merck is running that back because Merck got stopped by a cut. I'm
Correct.
grateful for him because I like to see my friends do good. But talking about this guy, Leo, basically, to sum it up, I guess he sponsors El Gallo.
Okay.
I they're all from Miami. I know them all. They're all little brothers to me. I try to take care of all of them. But, sometimes people get too big for their bridges. No problem. I may have lent somebody money and they didn't pay, and I find that disrespectful because I got to feed my daughter. No problem. I might throw jabs through the internet. I'm allowed. For example, if I have a problem with Mr. Gallo because he owes me money, every time he fights, I'm gonna go for Howard Davis. I'm gonna go for the whoever he's fighting. Yeah, I might be picking jabs, but I'm also a fan, and I do think Howard Davis would have beat him when they were going at it. And I'm allowed to have my opinion, just like he thinks his older brother Leo was gonna knock me out. I'm not upset about that. So this guy came on and called me out. He tagged everybody. I have never had so much buzz for a fight, to be honest. Before, if I would have done it, it would have looked like bullying. It would have looked not as exciting, but he's over here calling me up to 205 to go up 40 pounds, 30 pounds. At the end of the day, he says he wants to humble me or put these hands on me. And I'm just trying to feed my daughter. So, yeah, I'll see you in June. I'll knock you out. I'll leave there 2-0 and continue my journey to try to win a title in the BKFC for me and my coach, Juan Arroyo.
Okay, so I know your coach. You said he's a Hall of Famer. Can you tell us Juan Arroyo? If you don't know the boxing story behind him, can you just kind of give us a little summary, quick?
Man, he's so motivating. I know he's 37-5. He's a Hall of Famer. But his story, he came up in the 80s. And just like now, just like why I don't pick on nobody, everybody has vices, everybody has problems. But the 80s, I mean, I was born in 88, but I can kind of understand, drugs, the cocaine was real, not cut. I don't, those times where it was just out of, and he was a superstar, and he wouldn't be the first superstar to having a good time at parties. He was in jail for many of his career and still ended up 37-5 through mistakes. And that's why he's showing me how he gives back to the community. And I just think he's God's gift to this world with his story, because when it comes to boxing, like if he was in jail, he was training. He's got the sweet science. I know bare knuckles not the sweet science. Guess what? I'm a brawler, but you got to have a coach, and he backs me up 24/7, and he shows me. If you see me from my beginning of my career to now, you see the difference. And the whole time he's told me how I suck. And I'm like, bro, but I'm knocking them out. I'm knocking them out. Yeah, but because you got heart. You got this, you got that. But he's breaking it down to me and help building when we fight IQ. But he coaches over at many gyms, does many privates. So if you do want to be as close to being bully-proof as possible, I suggest you go see Juan Arroyo. His Instagram is at Pound for Pound Training. But yeah, his story is amazing. Yeah, it is amazing to me.
So it's kind of interesting. I'm pretty good friends with you and Merc. Both you guys were pretty big guys at one point, and both you decided, you know what, enough's enough. You slimmed down. So you talked about your next fight. You're going to be fighting up 30 pounds. Is that you just want to settle this feud, or like?
I can tell you this. Because I speak to the promotion. I love them. I ask them if I'm going to fight. They say, no, I'm not a baby. I got to go on and make money somewhere else. Feel like I'm hitting my peak. So I really need to perform, because I really want to show the world. One way or another, I'm going to perform. Even if I got to go back to MMA or karate combate or boxing, I like to have a fight. I like to show it off, because I don't like to talk about it. The Merc, I saw Merc came down. I had seen, wow, what a motivational story. I tried to get big because in the bodyguard they said I was small, because I'm a welterweight, 170. So I walk around 180, 185 in the beginning. But now they don't tell me I'm small anymore, because they know I will take them down, maul them, and brawl them. But through action.
Sure.
You don't see other bodyguards in the BKFC, because you put your business on the line. Now you get knocked out in front of people. Now your client might think you're a joke, but I put it on the line every time. So I also tried to get big, and I came down after 3 years, plus a lot of traveling. I still train, but not like I should be training. So I got bigger, but I came down for that 185. I wanted to stay around there. Because I was supposed to fight February. I thought we had a flow. I stayed ripped 185 to make 175. I didn't get the call. I can't cry about it. Life goes on. I didn't get the call for March. life goes on. I can't cry about it. You know, I'm still doing great things. Like we've done great things with Merck. We just did a give back at his gym. I went over there and had a good time. So now I'm like 195, and I just feel like obviously I'm humble. The better man will win, but I'm not. I'm a fighter. I don't think like nobody can beat me. Whoever I fight next. So if it's him at 205, whatever. Whatever. Get me on the platform so I can get the big knockout since the other guy wanted to play injured or because he knew where he was coming. So I
Sure.
still missing that. So I'm going to go get another big knockout and continue to do big knockouts until I get a title at 175. And that's just my goal. Can't hate me for manifesting or having a vision. That's why I wake up and I do abs. That's why I go work sometimes for minimum wages. My business is not calling because I don't make excuses. Nobody's going to do it for you. You get what I'm saying? And if you look at me, one thing I'm trying to do is figure it out, whatever it is.
Okay, so I know charity work's important to you. So I know you love giving back to the community. Like, where did that come from? And I mean, you've done some like really big stuff, like down in I believe it's the Dominican Republic, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So always, I'm into giving back. But I'm not rich and I'm far from it. You've probably got more money than me. I'm not rich. But when I'm a martial arts instructor, how many kids did I train for free? When you're a martial arts instructor, I had great senseis, the Chays, you know, the Dream Killers, which actually fought in the BKFC at 145 as at one time my coach. Like, I've seen them, so I've grown and I've learned. Now, when I grew my business and you start getting humble and you start realizing it's not me, this is God's plan. I never asked to be in the BKFC fighting. I never asked to be a bodyguard. I just kept grinding, and that's what came. So it's God. So my client, one of my clients, Tone, close friend also, he loves to give back. And then I see these people give back. So I just, through my connections, through my clients, I just was like, well, you want to give back? Okay. Well, I want to give back. Okay. Let's see if we get this guy to become part of it because then it becomes bigger. So
sure,
we started here for Thanksgiving. We liked how it went. And then DR was a more
sure,
catastrophic situation because it had tornadoes. And thank God through my clients, we could pay for flights to go over there and they can help pay for food. And through my connections, we all got together and we gave back. And I felt great about it. I mean, you can just look at my Instagram, how people thank us. It's all on the news in DR. And that was just 2 months ago. You get what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah,
I would land and then I'll come work out with Merck. I'm not confused of when a blessing's there, a blessing's there, but the next day the blessing's over. I got to continue to put in work and believe in myself. Main thing.
okay, so I'm curious about the bodyguard thing. You bodyguard, the guy wants to go to a baseball game. Does he ever say like, "Hey, come, I want to play video games"? So you go just to hang out and play video games, or
That's
is
that's that's all right. I like that. I like that. Unfortunately, and this is the thing about people why they don't like me because of my reality. We're not friends.
okay?
I'm not gonna go play video games with you because even when I go play video games with you, I'm working. If
Sure,
somebody comes in the house to kill you, which has happened many times, don't tell me what you know what's the worst? Getting fired on your day off. So
sure.
imagine I go play video games and I say something. No. Now I hang out with them a lot. We're friends and usually we're doing something. But no, I'm not the type to go hang out and mix the two because then they want to pay you less or whatnot. I've seen it.
Okay,
And at the end of the day, when they come to Miami, Miami is a dangerous place. There's a lot of street politics. And I'm the one that has to deal with it. When they fly away, I still have to be here. So
sure.
because it has happened for the chance if I'm walking down the street and four guys want to beat me up because they saw me with somebody, at least I was getting paid that day. So it's a slippery slope. These are my friends.
Sure.
Again, we have genuine conversations. Plus, I don't play video games. Not that there's only one video games. I just don't because I go to the gym and I'm trying to be the world's most elite fighter. That's just
Oh,
that.
so is it more dangerous to guard like a celebrity or like a big executive for a company? Like what is more dangerous?
I mean, I've done both, thank God.
Sure.
But my forte happens to be niche, I guess, by the way I look.
Yeah.
Um, I go more with the celebrities and the artists and the rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Main thing is because I'm there, I don't look like a rapper, so the rapper gets to say he doesn't have security in the sense. I make them feel like that, but I'm still doing my job as security. Um, like let's say 6'9", yeah, he's high profile. People are always looking for him. I've been beat up on the job by 4 guys, pounded in, to defend him. But then I'll have a corporate guy go on a yacht and maybe drown,
Yeah,
and I had to go in there and save him when I'm gonna lose my life. So those are just two. And then when I work with artists coming up that are they could be black, they could be Puerto Rican, but they're hip hop. We
sure,
can be driving and they have bulletproof cars for a reason because they're shooting at them. And you could just look at the news.
absolutely.
Maybe not true because you follow BKFC and you're fighting, but if you watch hip hop, you could see one of my original clients, Jack Boy brother, just got shot to death. When I was, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very terrifying.
I can't really answer the question. It's always, and the main thing is, I gotta protect my back and my family. When
Sure.
they leave, I still gotta walk to the gym or drive to the gym, or you know what I'm saying? I still gotta go to Sedano's and cook my groceries. And if they see, some people like to confuse it, like I'm not working, like I'm not a bodyguard. But at the end of the day, I'm always gonna defend myself. So I mean, if they come in the vicinity where I feel threatened, I'm gonna eliminate the threat.
Okay, so how has your life changed? You clearly know how to fight. I do see some videos of bodyguards and they're just sucker punching people. You clearly know how to talk to people, right? That's how you got to be. You got to be the guy who can talk to people and de-escalate a situation. And I feel like I don't hear anything about you like that. And I mean, like I said, I've seen plenty of stuff like, oh, this guy's getting sued now because his bodyguards beat the shit out of him. Can you explain to us how like being able to de-escalate a situation is actually much more important than being able to beat the shit out of somebody?
That was an amazing, amazing question because I have my answer. I know I just said all this thing. I'm a purple belt in jujitsu. I think I'm a skilled stand-up fighter. I got amazing leg kicks, great grappling. But my best attribute is my verbal judo. Is my verbal judo. Yes, that's why I know if I knock a nigga out, sorry, a guy out. Because when I
Okay.
say that, I'm a minority. I say it GGA just for the record.
All right.
When I knock somebody out, I know that they could come sue. It's happened to me before. I ended up getting fired when I was younger because I would just do my job at, let's say, a club, a strip club that I was working with, and they'll fire me for doing my job. I should have just let them in and robbed the place. But
Sure.
since I fought them, now it's a liability. So I've learned through experience. My whole life, I've learned through experience. That's why I feel I know what I know and what I don't know. I don't know. Just like this app that we're doing it on, I told you, hey, I don't know. Can you send me the link? But yes, a lot of bodyguards are just big, undisciplined guys, which I don't even want to talk bad anymore because finally the bodyguard community realizes I fight for them and I rep them. I don't mean to step on toes. I just talk about myself. I'm not big. No, I don't need to sucker punch somebody. If I want to really fight, I'll do it in front of thousands of people on the
Sure.
biggest platforms. But yes, a lot of them do be sucker punching. I don't condone it, but that's just, they're not disciplined. You don't see martial arts fighters doing that. But yes, verbal judo is the main thing because I'm always going to try to de-escalate. And then when it's not, unfortunately, I know it's not interesting. BKFC is hands, but I don't go to that. I go to grappling, using my
Sure.
jujitsu to try to subdue whatever it may be. And now if they start getting the best of me because I'm trying to be nice, then I let the hands go. But that does not happen a lot. Remember, when I'm on the job, I'm armed because these guys are walking around with millions of jewelry, thousands of dollars.
Sure.
So it's not like a fair fight situation if you're coming when I'm with them per se. But still, yes, verbal judo is my best attribute because I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm trying to get home to my daughter. I know I'm an assassin. And if you're coming over here this close, you must be an assassin as well. So I try to do it like verbal judo, calm it down. But sometimes, things, the person has bad intent and I have to act. And through martial arts, sorry to cut you off,
Oh, you're good.
I will act and I will defend myself in the best way possible. Doesn't mean I won't get laid out because I can be perfect. Boom, guy stabs me with a knife.
Sure.
You don't train for that. I don't think I'm God or
Yeah.
Superman. Stuff like that. But yeah, verbal judo is important for sure. For sure.
Okay, so I was gonna say it seems like you can cut a promo, and it seems like right now in BKFC, in order to get more fights, you have to like talk shit or cut a promo on people. And so far, you've always seemed to be very respectful. It seems like you are getting a lack of fights. Do you see yourself having to kind of switch it up and maybe? I mean, this lion pack thing it seems like it's appearing out of nowhere because you guys are taking shots at each other a little bit. Is that something you're going to plan on doing going forward?
I'm glad you said it because I have no emotional attachment to none of this. My emotional attachment is to my daughter, my coach, my dad, my training, my life, my business, my brand, flying. But if I need to do this to get a fight, then yes, I'll throw jabs and stuff. I just don't understand. I got called out, right,
Sure.
by a bigger guy that's been dying to fight. He's in Gallo's corner. He's talking about June. If you challenge a man for whatever reason, you have to stand on it. The original thing is, Gallo, I lent him $400. He didn't pay me back. He kept saying after a fight, I'm a nice guy. It's only 400, but it's the principle.
Sure.
So I throw jabs, and by jabs, I mean I go for his opponents. It is what it is. I'm a fan. If anything, you should be happy I'm promoting you. But I guess Leo Parrondo or Lion Pack or Dinosaur or Barney, whatever he wants to go by, right, called me out, telling me I better not pull out. Tagging a million people, they're gonna say he's gonna knock me out. I know he bit off more than he can chew, but anything can happen in that bare knuckle because it is bare knuckle. He's a big guy, and I'm going up in weight. But yeah, if I had to talk some shit to get a fight, well, the answer is there. I did it, and I got a fight.
Sure. Okay, so I guess my last question, and I'd like to ask you guys: do you remember the very first time you were ever in a street fight?
Yeah.
Or you got in
Yes.
a fight at like either at school or punched somebody out of anger, like your very first time?
Yeah. I thank God my dad always raised me to not be scared. I got punched in the face and I went home and I cried.
Sure.
My dad took me by the neck and took me back and said, "You better fight him." And then I beat him up. And I was like, why did I run? So I started believing myself. But I was raised in Carroll City. It's called Miami Gardens. So it was a lot of minorities, to say the least. So I had to defend myself a lot. Just to say, we would get robbed every morning. They'd steal my dad's car every morning. He'd wake up
Wow.
running when they're stealing the car. They put a gun to my mom at the time because my dad had a son, my brother, her mom, amazing mom, the best thing I ever had close to a mom. They put a gun to her head. So we had to leave that hood and go to a better place. It's called like Kendall or Westchester. But what was the question?
When the first time you got in a fight?
So I had been getting in fights, but the ones I really remember is when I got here and I chickened out to people that were older than me because I would be in 6th grade, they would be in 8th, but they should be in 10th. And it always bothered me. It always bothered me. And what really put me over the edge in 8th grade, a young punk, now I see why when you're older you call young punks tattooed, came to mess with my dad. My dad was an older man. And I should have got out and defended him. And I even asked my dad, I said, I should have done something. He goes, you should have, but you're young. I understand. And I never wanted to feel that day. So since the 8th grade on, I've been always ready to fight. As I got older, I realized, though, hey, if you're going to be like this, you better learn some skill. So I dedicated myself to the craft. It taught me everything I need to know, and I'm grateful for it. And I suggest anybody try any martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, anything. All my training partners that helped me train, that have helped me train, Merck, many more, my coach. I'm grateful for all of you. Internet, I got to do what I got to do. And the problem is that I'm not just a fighter. I'm a bodyguard, and then I'm promoting music. There's a lot of things going on, and some people might not like this. Some people like this. Maybe I should make 3 Instagrams, but honestly, I just learned about how to run one Instagram, right? So I just got to do what I got to do. At the same time, I'm a personal trainer, so I might show my abs because when I'm skinny, I got them. That's a problem. You get what I'm saying? Everything is a problem, but I heard if you don't have no haters, you're not popping. So I guess we're popping.
Yeah, we talked to Luis, and he said, you know what? That view from a hater counts twice as much as somebody who likes me. So
I believe it. I believe it, and I see it.
All right. Well, I hope this fight happens for you. I hope you guys squash all the bad blood, everything. You know, it sucks because I become friends with you guys, and I hate seeing everybody fight each other. But like I said, it seems like this is a fight you both want. I look forward to seeing it. I've been waiting to see you in the ring again, so hopefully that happens.
Thank you.
And
I just want to clarify: if you really saw my last fight, it was an act job.
Yeah.
I've watched BKFC. I see so many people hit people while they're on their knee, staring at it deliberately. Thank you for agreeing, because you just made my day. I'm gonna go run 5 miles happy but that's life. You get me? I barely nicked him. The body shot hit my own leg,
Right.
but his corner's head stayed down. Like, that's business. Like, I gave him the out and he took it, but I've seen other people not take it and also take it. It's life. All I
Sure.
can do is move forward, and I appreciate you for the time, for having me on. Let me speak my piece, and I'm grateful, man, for God bless you and God bless everybody out there.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir, man. God bless. Oos.